Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 0, the very 0th episode of Roll20 Presents Dungeons & Dragons Baldur's Gate,
excuse you.
Descent into Avernus. Hello.
Why am I at Twitter handle? That is not my
That
Twitter
is your Twitter handle now. Yeah, you didn't know that? I changed it for you. I called Twitter
and Lauren
and I was
and Elf are each other.
God damn, it's because they moved.
We
All
didn't move.
You know what? It's fine.
You had plenty of time.
I know I fixed it and then I had to restart the call. You know what?
guys
That's
can
fine.
find me over at twitter.com/Twitter handle.
I was gonna start by
is there
also like that I'm not a cat person.
Total chaos.
You're something edgy, Elf.
Oh yes, that's on
probably
purpose.
A cleric.
Yeah.
Twitter handle, the account doesn't exist. I could take that.
You
I
could be
just
Twitter handle. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Listen, I have a lot on my plate. It's hard being a dungeon master. Thank you for interrupting me before I got the chance to. I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves because you may be tuning into this brand new show for the very first time and you might be like, who are these weirdos and why are they being so mean to Adam?
Didn't consider that.
I will let them tell you. Since Blue Jay, you seem so eager to jump in and interrupt me. Why don't you start?
I love interrupting. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Tell our lovely audience who you are and then throw it to somebody else while I open Photoshop and I fix your Twitter handle.
All right. Just shows
Three
how much.
Three margaritas.
I wish I had 3 margaritas right now, but I don't. It was fun. Okay, if you haven't watched our panel at PAX, you should watch it.
I feel like there's stuff you're supposed to be saying about yourself.
You know that thing I said here? Imagine no one in the audience has ever heard of you. Shouldn't be hard. Tell them.
Okay, all right. Hello, my name is Blue Jay. You can, in fact, make me your Warlock patron. You can find me over at twitch.tv/BlueJay or on Twitter at Twitter handle.
What is your actual Twitter? Say your actual Twitter.
BlueJay_712.
Mother of God.
I wish the underscore wasn't there, but the one without it was taken. I play a lot of clerics because I like having fight and magic. I like both of them, and clerics are pretty good for that. Might switch to something else that has fight and magic, or just fight. I'm not sure yet. You know who's really good at just fight? It's Dave the Human. Dave, you should introduce yourself.
Oh my god, we're doing segues. Well, you already said my Twitter handle. It's Dave_the_human. I like robots, but I'm not allowed to be one again this time.
Yes, yeah. We'll talk about all of that business shortly.
Yeah, I'm on here. I do this show, and that's basically it. Cool. But do you know who doesn't just do this show? This could be anyone on the cast. Let's pick randomly.
I mean, if you're picking randomly, there's really only one choice.
Oh. Lauren.
I'm actually now Random Tuesday. Up until about 30 seconds ago, I was, in fact, Distracted Elf. But hi, I'm Random Tuesday. You can find me all places online at Random Tuesday. And maybe I will be not a cat person. Maybe. I'm not making any promises because I also had an idea that involved being a cat person, but now I can't remember what it was. And I also definitely, this is a thing that I said last night on my stream. I was like, are there cat people in D&D? I just straight up forgot. I forgot that I had done. Yep, that was the thing. Anyway, I'm here to remember Dungeons and Dragons.
That's really good.
You literally just spent like a year.
You know, I was really excited about playing Dungeons and Dragons, but I would really like a game where I could play an elf.
Anyway,
that's
and
brilliant.
lastly but not leastly, speaking of elves.
Thank you.
We made that good transition.
I was slowballing you that pitch, and I was wondering if you could
Adam
hit
on the assist.
All right, it's me. Hello, I'm Distracted Elf. You can find me at Distracted Elf on Twitter or twitch.tv/Distracted Elf all over the place. But Adam's got me completely pegged on this one. It says something edgy underneath my character choice. Like that's it. That's the one.
I felt like that was a safe bet. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. So for folks who may not have seen our previous shows, this group of very special nerds has been playing D&D together for quite some time. We just finished up playing through some of Mad Mage, which if you want to check that out, you can on YouTube. We've played Dragon Heist. and some assembly of these people have played all kinds of other role-playing games. Most of the time, I have been their dungeon and or game master. My name's Adam Coble. This is my job. This is what I do. I make these people suffer by way of Dungeons and Dragons. So today we're doing what's called a session 0. Basically, we sit down and we talk about kind of our priorities for the upcoming campaign. I can share some of the kind of tonal stuff about Descent into Avernus, but we're not actually going to do any like role playing this session because we don't have characters and we don't know anything that we need to do. So my job today is going to be to make sure that all of these people make characters that will work for this adventure, because I know a lot more about that universe than they do. So it'll be things like guiding them towards picking character types that might fit into the adventure, helping them make choices that will keep the characters involved. And then also, because I know some of what's ahead, being able to kind of talk to the players about like what to expect. And that can mean like mechanical stuff, right? I don't want you to play a sailor if the whole adventure's in the desert.
Yeah.
I have had that happen. Did I tell you this story?
You told me this.
I think you have.
Yeah, it's a real thing that happened to a friend of mine at Gen Con. It was the worst one shot of all time. He played a pre-gen.
I don't think so.
It was bad on top of that. Anyway, you can go dig through the archive if you want to find the rest of that joke. So also just like letting the players know, because I've been playing with these people for a while and I know the kinds of things that they're into or that they might be sensitive to. So if there's any of that stuff in the adventure, this will be my opportunity to kind of bring it up and talk about it. Though it's going to be a short conversation because I don't think there is anything. I guess if you're sensitive to totally kick-ass heavy metal demons, maybe you should go.
Guess I better just get out.
Yeah, right. If the idea of our dark lord and savior Satan, master of the pit, is offensive, I'm sure that Jesus would love to have a long conversation with you about it. But this is going to be our sort of pre-adventure setup, and really it's going to be mostly about these folks. We're making characters, and that's sort of the central activity. So let's talk about the adventure and about the kinds of characters that might fit into it. So I mentioned to the group before that characters that are tieflings, characters that are Aasimar, both super potential for being deeply connected. Obviously characters who are from Baldur's Gate, from Candlekeep, from nearby Elturel, all also relevant. And there's a lot of information in the adventure about Baldur's Gate, like the city and its culture, which I have read and I will tell you about.
So what you're saying, Adam, is I should play a flaming fist mercenary.
You literally can. The soldiers. This was the next. So this was the next thing. So the next thing I was gonna say is, yeah, like because she's literally everywhere. Tiefling or Aasimar that are connected to Zariel or to the place, to Avernus, also useful if you're from Baldur's Gate. You'll have lots of stuff to tie you in. There are no new subclasses or races or subraces, anything in the adventure itself, but there is a new background and there's a sort of shared background that we'll work on. And to answer your question, Elf, yes, I believe that the modified version of the soldier background is that you are a member of the Flaming Fist.
Don't you mean that you serve the Flaming Fist, Adam?
That's right. You can serve the Flaming Fist. And because the only reference that I have for what people from Baldur's Gate sound like are those guys from the Flaming Fist, that's a Baldur's Gate accent. If you're from Baldur's Gate,
sir.
Welcome to Baldur's Gate. Yeah, it's the Texas of the Forgotten Realms. So that's kind of where I'm at. Yeah. So let's talk about characters. What is everybody interested in playing? Like just generally, does anybody have any kind of like, and I guess this is worth mentioning, primary sources, right? We're using like not Unearthed Arcana, but any of the stuff that has options that exist in the Forgotten Realms. So we talked about this a little bit before. Yes, Dave.
I have a question.
Yeah.
You say no UA stuff. If someone were potentially being interested in playing a ranger, could they play the ranger that's slightly less broke? But the problem is it's too good, so I don't know. But I'm thinking about rangers.
So what you're really secretly asking me is, you know that there is an overpowered class option, and you would like to play it.
I don't...
That's actually what Dave just said. Yes.
I think it's more that Beastmaster is broken both ways in both choices.
Yeah, like
Either
once
incredibly
you know
terrible
it's
or
bad.
incredibly amazing.
Oh, it's hard.
It is. I'm afraid. Yes.
As for my choices,
Mm.
I was thinking UNT Pureblood, race-wise.
Interesting. Baldur's Gate is very heavily connected to Chult by way of trade.
And I imagine spies are
Oh yeah, so this is the thing about Baldur's Gate. If you don't know about Baldur's Gate yet, it's a shithole.
Yeah.
Not quite like Zentil Keep level shithole, but
based on what mostly Adam, I want to do this because I want to just do the hissing sibilant voice that will come with it. That's all I want out of it.
Yeah.
Class wise, I want to see what other people are doing first and then figure it out. But charisma is my main bonus stat, so sorcerers and warlocks are like pretty high up on the stuff, depending on what I roll.
Yeah, right. So, and that's how it works, right? Where you think about the species or whatever you play, the race you want to play, and that can kind of lead you towards certain class choices. But yeah, 1T totally an option. Absolutely makes sense in the adventure.
Hadn't really thought about a race a little bit, but I was leaning towards paladin because I like the idea of.
Well, then you should go that. You should go that little Zariel. The Zariel tiefling is good for paladins, I've heard.
Aasimar paladins are also cool.
Yeah, I was thinking Asmarian pointed out. I did have, which let's be honest, it was for the joke. A goblin paladin with an oath of vengeance against these people that came in and murdered their whole family while they were out supplies to sell them at the marketplace.
I like that idea.
It's pretty far to go, but like I have a feeling because of how many Merkelites are in Baldur's Gate that there are
Merkelites in Baldur's Gate.
I just remembered one word: Merkel. They're on a quest.
I just imagine that, during her sleep or while she's walking, Makaria is always just like screaming Merkel.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what I'm gonna go with, but
okay.
Yes, the Aasimar Paladin sounds awesome. Tiefling Paladin and Goblin Paladin all sound awesome.
Yeah, all of those sound great. Yeah.
Because it sounds like there's several people who want to be warlocks, so I will let them know. Warlock it out.
I've penned an idea for you as well, Adam. You can check the PCs. I think you noticed.
Is it please let me play a robot again?
No, I do like that, and I will. You know what? I'm going to show the audience this time. This is good. This is Dave's aspirational character, a skeleton paladin named Sans Undertale, whose subclass is Bad Time Maker and subrace is Jokes. We've been talking about this since Tomb. No, you can't play a skeleton unless that skeleton is wrapped in flesh. Then you can play a skeleton. But
zombie.
He's in Smash Bros now. He gotta be in D&D.
You're just skeleton man. It's fine.
That's not the rule. There's nowhere in the player's handbook that it says if it's in Smash you can play it.
I don't see that either.
That sucks. All right, I'll think of something else.
Okay, all right. Oh, that's fine.
My first initial thoughts on character are I got these horns at the Renaissance Fair. That's my first thoughts.
Yeah.
So tiefling probably. Unless there's other people that have horns, in which case
no, you can take it.
No, do it.
See, I'm also on the list of what's supposed to cosplay
that have.
Honestly, UNT pick was also for that reason. I think it would look sick.
Well, I was like, Lauren's in the party, so we have to cosplay. Yeah.
You just, I like, a little bit of body paint, some creepy contact lenses. I already own armor.
See, there you go.
I just have it laying around.
So that was my
okay. I do. It's just lying around.
How dare you laugh at Lauren for that?
My first thought was how can I use my cool horns? My second thought is class wise, because I was looking at the tiefling subraces, and I thought that what's the subrace? Just give me a sec. Tieflings. The tiefling of Fyrna was kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of like manipulating people in there, and I thought it could be interesting because we were talking about druids, like having a druid that are like animals, cool, like humanoids, nah, I'll manipulate and use them, and they don't care or matter, and like maybe that could be interesting, but like I don't know.
There is the circle of spores that Elf pointed out, which is
It's way too similar to Macaria.
oh yeah, no,
It's
that's
very
fair.
similar, yeah.
It's like you get animate dead, and like you can reanimate a recent corpse as a bonus action.
I was just going for what you might like. That's
Yeah, no. I like
Go
it's
for
totally
it.
If you
understandable.
want to go more caster, land is definitely the route to go. I don't know, dreams could be funky.
Yeah, dreams is also pretty cool. I like it's just like I kind of want to be chill.
all right.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Druid is a great class for chill.
yeah.
I love druids
True
personally.
fucking neutral, baby.
Yeah, and then like thinking about like if tiefling and druid don't classically go together, but that like Fyrna, you get wisdom. And also just like the idea of like why would a druid have like all of these manipulate people things, and it's like maybe they just don't like think like imagine like people being like, oh, dogs, like you can do like whatever, dogs will just love you no matter what, and me being like, oh, people, like you can just manipulate them and they'll just like be totally fine with it. It's like whatever, except for they aren't, they get hostile evidently.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
I do
I
kind
like how you're talking about your initial plan was I'm gonna be chill, and then you're like, oh, people.
Well, it's
fuck
just
those
because
guys.
like the Fyrna has like the friends cantrip, charm person, and suggestion.
Yeah,
Oh,
all of
yeah.
the morally
as
worst
well.
spells in the game.
So it's
Just
like,
the
but that's the
worst.
only tiefling that gets wisdom that I saw.
I mean,
Well-
that won't matter if you roll 18s.
Yeah, if I roll all 18s, then who cares?
I feel like the stat array is fairly important.
BS, Dave. BS. No one believes you.
there's also the option because so druid you need wisdom for casting, but it can be good to obviously have like constitution and stuff
Well,
like
there
that.
is
So
a
you could always take your
constitution.
racial bonuses in a different stat and then just put your highest stat in wisdom if you roll well.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different tiefling things in Mordenkainen's.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're like a billion.
A bajillion.
Yeah. I actually really liked how Mordenkainen's expanded not only the tieflings, but it gave you like cultist variants too, because you need variants of like the low level
Yeah.
nerd creatures. So yeah, I thought that was really cool.
I thought about doing an Eladrin, but I feel like UNT is gonna be better. I think it's
Mhm.
better.
Can you imagine if instead of tiefling, it was tiefling? And-
Tiefling.
Well, you're
Yeah.
part human, part teeth. I mean, everybody is.
Yeah.
But the
They're
small
like
part.
teeth. Well, they like made out of an animal or something. I don't know.
Gross.
I'm sorry, I'm on a lot of like sickness drugs right now.
Oh, that's true.
That's true. Yeah.
I wanted to mention
They're hopped
also
up on
because
goofballs.
I like to borrow trouble and roll my stats. We did mention before stream about a type of like a variation to rolling stats where if the total modifiers, like when you add them all together, is less than +1, which Macaria I think was 0.
Yeah.
Then we can reroll.
Oh, okay, cool. That's a good
that's,
idea.
That's a good option. I'd like to propose another option. You roll 3d6 for each stat in order, and then you just keep what you get.
Why are you the
If I-
worst?
I would like the hard mode.
I'll do that if I get to be a skeleton.
No, you can't be a skeleton. I would have to
Yeah.
design you a skeleton race like
I'll do
on
it
the
by
fly.
myself.
No,
I'll do it
I do not trust you to design your
Let
own
him.
D&D.
I will do it myself.
Wow.
So
Anyway,
don't
I
know,
just don't
it sounds
want
like
to
maybe we should just roll.
think
I don't want to have
rolling-
my stats be as horrible as they were. I just want to have a little bit of utility. Just
Who
a
would like
tiny
to
bit.
sacrifice themselves upon the altar of RNG first?
Mhm. Who loves
No,
Timora the most?
I'll do it.
Do it.
Whose elf was like, who loves Timora? I love Timora.
All right,
I'm
hang on,
good.
let
I
me
fucking do.
let me get ready. I'm gonna
I'm
gonna
number
follow-
one Timora stan.
I'm gonna follow along in the
It's 4d6.
character mancer.
Is it?
No, you
D1
can. I think
minus-
you can just do it from the character mancer.
Oh, can you?
I think
Oh,
so.
okay.
Oh, that's fun.
So if it'll
Yeah.
roll on the table just like normal.
Use the character mancer.
So in the character mancer, yeah, if you go, you got to choose your race in the mancer. You can always go back.
Pure blood.
Yeah.
Do I need to do alignment and shit, or can I just move on to? roll?
You can. It'll ask you for one. You can just set it to neutral if you want, and then you can come
I
back
will
and
set it
change
to
it.
true neutral and come back.
Yeah, that's fine.
if I
So you'll make a couple of.
I don't have a class, but I'll
Choices.
just go next. Ability score choice roll for stats. Here we go.
so excited.
Are you ready, everyone? My heart is in my fucking
I don't know if I'm ready.
Do this.
There you go.
Oh yeah!
There you go.
That's actually really good.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, those are great. Those are all very good
Alright.
sets.
And it's because it automatically rolls
Okay with that.
46 and then drops the lowest one. which
Yes,
is
yeah. So the
cool.
stats, it's 46, drops the lowest one, and Elf got a 13, an 11, a 16, a 15, a 13, and a 14.
No 18s, but you know it's fine.
I mean,
It'll
it's
be
still
fine.
like you could make that 16 and 18 easy.
If I need 18 charisma, I can make it happen first level.
Under the G, 36. Okay, so that's how you do it in the Character Mancer. You just get to that
Shit.
point, and then you roll it up. So those are your stats.
That's
Elf,
terrifying.
who
I'm
wants to
gonna
go?
get so much worse than that. I can't do that. I can't roll as well as Elf.
Do it!
I believe in
Ready?
you. You got it this time.
I like that Elf is channeling Macho Man Randy Savage
know what?
right now, like
You know
calling you
what?
out. Like,
Yeah!
I don't think you're strong enough to roll your stats. Like, I think you can do it. I believe in
You could
you.
get away.
Or Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
You know?
Because I'll do it.
You can do it,
You
brother.
You know what? Do it.
Elf. Blue Jay, you doing it?
Somebody
You
just
ahead.
do it. Oh
All
God,
right.
the pressure.
Already.
Get it. Oh, nice.
All right,
Yeah.
so
All right.
skews
That's-
higher on the 13s, 2 9s, a 16, and an
That's just-
11.
The 16 is good, and the 9s are not too bad.
Yeah, they're not 3s.
I'll live.
I mean, the
13.
only real analysis that's required of any of these is it more or the same or less than the array? Because this was the choice. Oh, you're hoping for higher than the array. Yeah.
All right.
Higher than the array would be more than +1 total.
Yeah.
Yes.
But if you're willing to make it higher than the array, then I'll take those.
No.
odds.
I don't want rolling to be an obviously better choice. It has to be a gamble. That's why there's dice involved.
Go, Dave.
Dave or Blue Jay, either one.
Oh,
Just click the thing. I
Is
believe
it
in
not going?
You just go first. I'll go last.
Okay. I guess I'll just
I'll take the
pick.
tropes.
I don't want to pick proficiencies. How do I not do this?
Go on abilities.
What?
What?
Just click through
Like-
next until you get to the choosing
Oh,
your score
okay.
thing, and then you choose it.
Roll for stats.
Yep.
I got a 17.
You did get a 17. Very nice. So
I think
14, 10,
With that
15,
wisdom.
11, 8, 17.
I think that is the
Way
best
better
one.
than
I think
Makaria.
that's the best one
So
so far.
much better than Makaria.
Much better than Makaria, yes.
God,
I think that's the best one.
Makaria was so bad.
Just because you can make that 15 a 16 with whatever your off stat is.
Here we go. I'm so excited to roll the 3. I've got 4 a couple of
So
times.
nervous.
A 3. A 3 is my new goal. Here we
Okay.
go.
All right.
All 10s.
Hoocha!
Nothing. You don't get
Three.
that.
Not bad. You get 17. That's a pretty good. That's a
That's
pretty
pretty
good
good.
line.
This is slightly worse than Blue Jays, I would say. Average.
Yeah.
But
I think I got the worst.
17,
You did, but it wasn't
14,
even bad.
17, 14,
Yeah.
13, 12, 9, and 13. And here, just for the sake of it.
Adam's gonna roll stats too.
3.
See how I got.
3.
That's the best by fucking miles.
13,
Okay.
16, 14, 14, 13, 12, but it doesn't matter. It'll just blow away in the wind. There go all
Nothing.
those rolls.
It means nothing.
Means nothing.
I didn't roll 4 8s.
Guys, I think we did pretty well.
You did pretty good.
Yeah.
Well,
I loved it. Love to
So
see it.
now
I
now
could-
you have to start making the real decisions.
I could
Shit.
actually pretty much choose whatever class I want.
It's nice.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think
Keep
mine and
talking. I gotta go grab a pen.
Okay.
I think mine and Lauren's look like they're going to be single stat main classes, right? Because we've got one good
Yeah.
stat and everything else is kind of average. But the other two,
Which is unfortunate if I was thinking paladin.
You can still make it work with Paladin.
Paladin's great. Yeah, if you what you got? Yeah, that's tough because you can't quite get to 16 on your secondary stat.
I mean, you can be ready for 16 on your first level up that gets stat boost. A 16 is plus 2 or 3? Plus 3. So you'll have a plus 2, which isn't bad.
Yeah, you wouldn't really need charisma. You want like that in strength, probably.
Now I have to choose a class, and that's the hardest part. Fuck.
Yeah, it's like the most significant thing about the rest of the character's lifespan.
Yeah,
Do I just do a Hex Blade Warlock? Is that what I do?
you Hex Blade Warlock.
Maybe that's what I do.
Warlock has a lot of potential utility because you could be the healing warlock if we don't have a cleric. which
I
combined
will
with
say warlock for now, and then see what other people come up with.
but you could also do Hex Blade if you
Warlock,
wanted to.
yeah. If we need like a fightery warlock, I can do that. If we need like a healery warlock, I could do that. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's true. Someone points out, as a paladin, a lot of my spell slots I'll be using on smite anyway, so
Yeah.
probably won't be casting that much.
Yeah.
I feel like okay, so an ASMR paladin is less funny.
Yeah.
It's less funny, but also kind of awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's significantly more edgy. And I'm thinking,
tied pretty nicely to the background, right?
Well,
Because-
and what kind of ASMR are you following?
I was thinking there could be an option that I could be like a fallen ASMR with the oath of like aiming towards the oath of
Conquest?
Your Conquest is like the bad guy paladin one.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
no, it's the like redemption.
Oh, the redemption one. Yeah.
That would make sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Humans are boring. I don't want to play human.
I might go if I go
There's I can't remember what
Druid. I think Circle of the Shepherd looks pretty cool.
I can't remember what game it is, but there's in the role playing section of maybe one of the Warhammer role playing games. It's like elves, and it talks about how to role play as an elf, and then it's dwarf, how to role play as a dwarf. When it gets to human, it's like you should already know how to pretend to be one of these.
Wow.
Which I thought was funny. That's it. It's just one sentence.
That's brutal.
It's
really brutal.
Have you ever met humans? They're the worst.
Yeah.
But yeah, Circle of the Shepherd, if we're not having like a straight healing class at second level, I get a totem that restores hit points to any creature inside or outside the aura. Oh, if I cast a spell using a spell slot that restores hit points, each creature of my choice in the aura also regains hit points equal to my druid level. So like if I cast Cure Wounds, other people will also get a nice little like tiny boost.
Yeah, Shepherd's good. Dreams, I think, has a pool of healing.
Yeah, that's the second level.
It'd be interesting if we spread the healing out across the group because, like, Paladin, you get lay on hands.
Lay on hands.
Well,
Mhm.
and Redemption has like some other healing stuff, right? I feel like they have.
Yeah, so the redemption thing is all about not dealing damage. So that would definitely be me focusing on like tanking and healing. So if we need DPS, then I would probably.
The other option I have is I could just go monk again. I'm always happy.
And flaming fist.
I'm always happy to punch kick things.
Yeah,
monks are good too.
But doesn't Hexblade Warlock do a good bit of damage?
The problem with Hexblade Warlock, the only thing I can see with them is that they're not very. I mean, neither are monks, but they're not very survivable. Right?
Oh, they totally are. If you go back to the blade as well, you end up with like medium armor proficiency shields.
Oh, I guess,
yeah.
I didn't think about that.
They synergize pretty well.
This is one of these things that I love about Dungeons and Dragons. Like these conversations, the like, okay, we're theory crafting a new party, and like looking for synergy and like
chat, and chat is saying monk's good with my stats. My only issue with monk, with playing one right now is because all my bonus stats are int and charisma, and that doesn't.
So
you don't have synergy.
Pure blood gives me int and charisma, which is like I have to do something in the sphere.
I mean, it also gives you magic resist for survivability reasons. Like if you can get that medium armor and then magic resist, like that's pretty good.
For the Hexblade?
Yeah, let's do Hexblade. Let's do Hexblade Warlock. That's what I'll do.
Okay, so you're a pure blood Hexblade Warlock.
I am.
Cool. And the Hexblade you're packed is with like with your sword,
weapon,
right?
like with an artifact of some kind. Yeah, I have to check.
Eventually.
Yeah, right. Whelm. Some kind of fork.
Fucking Black Racer, yeah.
I don't know.
And do you think you probably want to be like from Chult and then you came to...
Yeah, definitely.
Nice.
Like she's some kind of like spy.
Yeah, I like it.
Nice.
I actually think there's an NPC in this that is like from Chult that is part of the tomb. I think that she like... I'll look again and it could be like a person you know, right?
Okay, yeah. The Hexblade stuff says you made a pact with a mysterious entity from the Shadowfell, a force that manifests in sentient weapons carved from the stuff of Shadow.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I guess.
It's not like a demon.
Can it be the Night Serpent Dendar?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, totally. You're like a blade of Dendar. Yeah, that's hot. Because I don't think Dendar is like a big enough deal to have cleric. This is that conversation we were having before about clerics and warlocks.
It's not a big enough deal to have proper like clergy.
Yeah. Dendar the Night Serpent. Yeah. Let's see.
Dendar.
Sphere of Influence Dreams. Eater of the World. Mother of the Night Parade. Which really sounds like a My Chemical Romance
I know,
song.
I was going to say Night Parade.
Mother of the Night Parade.
But I was
a
young snake.
Yeah.
Took me into the temple.
Ooh, so there's the other angle. If you don't want to be from Chult, you could be from Kalimshan, because Baldur's Gate has a little Kalimshan, and there's a Kalashite cult known as the Sacred Order of Acabar that is from Kalimport that worships the Serpent Mother. So if that's another angle, you could go. She hates Kelimverites. That's good to know.
I also hate Kelimverites.
She's on the opposite end of the spectrum. She's like Ubtau's arch enemy, basically.
Oh, she's like the opposite Ubtau, like the world destroyer rather than the world maker.
Yes, yeah, right. Ubtau made the world, and she wants to siphon in the Night Parade or whatever and get rid of them.
Which one are we talking about?
Who? What?
You like is this is Echo? Like,
it's Dendar, right? But
it's just Dendar by a different name.
It's yes, yeah. The Sacred Order of Acabar is a cult to Dendar, who worships her in her form as the Serpent Mother.
I think she's more likely to be from Chult, just because Chult, I'm a little more familiar with UNT stuff.
The spirit token comes back when you finish a short rest.
I like it. Okay, cool. So Dendar the Night Serpent. I like it. And so her blessings manifest as a weapon. Yeah. Okay, cool. I like it.
She is, like you said, like a blade of Dendar.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
Okay, so here's the question.
Yeah.
Adam.
Yeah.
So in previous games, when I've played a druid, the summon has been
random.
You chose.
No, it's random. Or I choose. Yeah, you don't get to pick. It's reef sharks every time there's no water around.
Reef sharks, baby.
That's how we've been playing it so far. I feel like I remember looking into it, and I think that's part of the animal summoning spell is quite strong, and I think part of what balances it is that you don't get to pick.
Don't get to pick fucking crocodiles.
But I won't be a dick about it and be like,
I feel like
reef sharks.
Like in Faithful Summons, it says it summons 4 beasts of your choice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
if it says of your choice. Obviously, you choose.
Yeah, it's of your choice. Yeah.
But if it doesn't say that, then
there is one that I think doesn't say that.
Conjure Animals is the one that I'm thinking of.
I feel like what would make the most, or what could make sense with Conjure Animals is to because there's tables, right, in the monster manual where you roll by region. Yep. So you can be like, oh, you're in the desert.
That's usually how I pick. I'll usually choose what seems like it could be.
I like that. Yeah. You're like, you call it, hello, help me. Whatever's nearby shows up.
Are they still slightly surreal animals though? Are they still no, they're not, right? They're face spirits. So they're not real animals.
Yeah.
So you summon face spirits to choose one of the following options. So you do get to choose, is it 1 beast, 2 beasts, 4 beasts, or 8 beasts? Then I pick. So you say I summon 2 CR1 beasts, and I'll pick 2. Yeah.
Okay.
Just something to consider.
Yeah, of course.
You're sounding a lot like...
The plus side of a druid is it's much like a cleric. You prepare spells.
Yeah.
Well, and also, if you're going to play a druid, get ready for me to ask you over and over and over, is that a concentration spell? Is that a concentration spell? Because most of them are.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in juggling concentration spells,
and druid's really good, yeah.
Casting Flame Blade, doing that shit, then.
I feel like I should go for the less funny options.
Yeah, Aasimar.
I think Aasimar Paladin.
I think that's the way to go.
I don't know. I've played a lot of the other classes, so I'm trying to pick something that I've played as much as I love halflings. And I like the idea of being a small creature. I've played a lot of halflings.
Yeah.
I do not play halflings all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm personally really into both paladins and Aasimar in the sense that I like characters that start up here and end up down here. So the idea of starting as someone who's like I'll talk to you a little bit about the background. So Baldur's Gate's got this neighbor, Elturel, which is the capital of like kind of a fledgling country called Elturgard. And Elturgard is like a holy country. Like it's protected by angels and it's like a big deal. They have this special cavalry called the Hell Riders.
Sick.
Yeah.
The Hell Riders? Hell yeah.
The Hell Riders, yeah. But when the campaign starts, something very bad has happened to Elturgard and Elturel, and you could be like a refugee from there. You could be a former Hell Rider. They're called that literally because they were trained to ride into hell and fight demons.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember reading about that.
I'm
that's an
also going to point out, I feel like an ASMR cosplay is a really good cosplay.
Yeah,
It
if you
looks-
use
yeah,
like
no,
sparkly
for sure.
makeup.
I'm already thinking up for myself as well. This like edgy warlock.
The goblin's fun. Whatever it is, I don't want prosthetics again. So
Makeup's
yes.
fun though.
but
So-
makeup is fun.
So the other thing, the best part, I think this is my favorite part about the thing about the Hell Riders is that they failed. They rode into hell. They got into a huge fight with a bunch of demons, and most of them were killed, and some of them escaped. And most of them like went into hiding because they had to like bear this shame.
That's what happens when you go into hell.
Yeah, when you think you're cool and you ride into hell, like, let's go fight demons. And they're like, what's up? It's hell. We're full of demons.
And then they're like, we're all here.
There is an infinite number of demons. Every time a bad person dies, look, another demon.
Wait, was it hell? So it's devils, right?
They went into, they wrote, I think it was Avernus, I think is where
Avernus is
they went.
still hell.
Yes, yeah. Right, because Zariel is served by devils and she's fighting demons or vice versa.
Demons. Yeah. Zariel is lawful evil. And
That's right.
the demons of the abyss are chaotic evil.
That's right.
So like Lolth, demon web pits, all that
Tiamat.
shit, chaotic
Yeah.
evil.
Yeah.
All right. We're doing it. We're going pretty ASMR.
Are you gonna go Scourge or the
Well,
more
so
protected
Scourge
one?
technically is like if you're fallen, or there's Scourge and
There's basically a DPS and a tank
Protector.
version of Asmar, yeah.
and then there's the fallen ASMR.
Yeah. And the Fallen Asmar are like scary.
Yeah,
Scary
which
ones.
is tempting, but I feel like probably less fitting if I'm going with the like this character is here because there's a big bad and I'm trying to like either been sent by my celestial whatever mother.
Yeah, and the thing with an Aasimar is just like a tiefling, it's not like the Celestials are like in your life all the time. You're very far removed from them.
Yeah. The daughter of a daughter of a daughter of a daughter.
Yeah,
of a daughter.
yeah. Otherwise you'd be like a half angel or whatever.
Yeah.
You could be there if you want.
But I also could have fallen and now I'm trying to
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So if you're a protector, it might be like something terrible has happened in Elturel and it is your divine, because you not only are you an Aasimar, but you're a paladin, and so you might have a god, like you might serve Torm or Helm or something, and they're like, yo, you double need to go check this out and save the people of Elturel and like protect Baldur's Gate or whatever. Or you could go Scourge and be like, I have to go and we need to do something about Zariel, right? She used to be an angel, and then she
Paladin of Asmodeus.
she got
I'm just
sucked
saying.
in. She got sucked in, and now we have to go and like cut the line off there. We got to stop her from embarrassing heaven. Or you could be a fallen Aasimar, and you could be like you already tried to do that and you failed, or you could be like a member of the Hell Riders and you failed.
kind of like that.
Yeah.
I think that tone, I feel like that decision for me is also based off of what other people are thinking, like, why are your characters there?
Yeah. So
Like,
the thing is, like, we
we're all
got
like noble group here to defeat evil, then it makes me
I'll tell you this. We'll look slightly ahead. So
Yeah.
what we'll do is we'll do class and race, and when we get to background, we'll talk about the special Baldur's Gate backgrounds, and I'll talk a little bit about the shared background that we're gonna build together. So you are all tied together by a dark secret.
Sick.
So by nature, the characters in this have, even if nothing else, even if you make the nicest, happiest, neutral, goodest character in the world, they still have a dark secret that
I
they're
can
tied
tell
to.
you from my alignment choice that I'm none of those. Happy good.
Do you say? How interesting. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. Yeah, so I mean, we can keep talking about like characters and stuff, but think on what kind of Aasimar you want to be, and then also what kind of god you want, or whether you're just like, I serve goodness.
I serve the flaming fist.
Yeah, you can pretty much just be
Flaming Fierce.
Just be Liberty Bell from Glow. Just be her all the time. Just a glamorous lady wrestler who happens also to be a paladin. So Blue Jay, you want to be a tiefling and you're leaning towards druid?
Yeah, the only thing is like, I don't know. Are there even like animals and beasts present in?
Well, you're not like the adventure doesn't start in hell. It's not like you wake up in hell and everything's on fire. It starts in Baldur's Gate.
Right. I just like, so will we spend like enough of an amount of time where it will like make sense to be a class that is focused on like talking to, summoning, and like interacting with animals?
Or like, let me look. Let me look at the general...
The summoning part basically means you'll always be okay.
Yeah, it happens all that. You can just summon you can be like, I'm going to summon a mighty steed to carry us across the plains of hell. And you summon a horse and the horse looks at you like, what did you do?
What the
Why am I here? But yeah, I mean, if you wanted to, we could flavor it that they're like abyssal chickens or whatever too, that you could like conjure the animal, the fauna of hell, and that's kind of cool too.
I mean,
right?
I would love to do that, but I don't know like how
we can make it work.
Because could we like flavor it to be like a circle of hell, even though it's not?
Well, I mean, you're not like a hell druid. I think deserves its own subclass, but any kind of druid is still going to be functional in hell. It's in my autobiography. You can still like use all your spells and shit. Yeah, if that's what you want. The first, let's see, you don't. It doesn't look to me like the adventure intends you to actually go to hell until you are level 7. So no wait, hold on.
So like
level 5.
The time we're usually done.
Level 5. You'll be in hell in level 5. So you'll have 5 levels of just being in
like Baldur's Gate area.
In Baldur's Gate, yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait to go sewers. Kill like 30 gelatinous cubes and rats. It's gonna be sick.
Mm-hmm.
If I know anything about the Baldur's Gate sewers, is there's a sword that talks that you can get if you do a bunch of quests.
Yes, yeah. The first 5 levels, any and all Baldur's Gate references, just free and clear. You're clear to fire on those ones.
Lilicor? Lilicor, I think.
Yep. So saith the wise Alando.
So yeah.
This adventure, unlike the previous ones that we played, has a canon year. It's the year 1492. It says in the adventure.
Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
Oh wait, that was Om. It's the wrong game. It's the wrong game. Baldur's Gate 2 is in Om. It's on Baldur's Gate. Fuck.
It's in Om. Which is weird because it's still called Baldur's Gate.
There's one cool thing about the Circle of Dreams Druid is like at 6th level, which would be around the time where we'd be going to hell. You get the Hearth of Moonlight and Shadow, where you can just like set up. It's basically like the tent, but it's just like a magical kind of seems like home, and we can like protect it a little better, which would make sense for like we're in hell and I don't really want to be hanging out in hell. So like here's some nice stuff.
That's cool.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I feel like Circle of the Shepherd is better, but
yeah, good.
What's the main things that you get from Circle of the Shepherd? Is it
Circle of the Shepherd? You get a totem once per short rest, and you can it's a bonus action. It's not a creature or an object. It lasts for a minute or until you're incapacitated. You can re-get it at the end of a short rest, but you can each creature of your choice in the aura gains temporary hit points equal to 5 plus your druid level, and advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. Or when a creature makes an attack roll against a target in the aura, you can use your reaction to grant advantage to the attack roll. And you have advantage on wisdom checks in the aura, or the one where you gain advantage on all ability checks made to detect creatures in the spirit's aura. And if you cast a spell using a spell slot that restores hit points, each creature of your choice in the aura also regain hit points.
Do you have Wind Fury totem as well? Because we've got 2 melee, and that would be really good for you.
Yeah, the actual final boss, the secret final boss, is Ragnaros. So.
Dave, you haven't talked about it. What are you gonna play?
I don't know. I was thinking of two different things. God, I kind of want to be like a devil hunting ranger.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be cool.
Ooh. Yeah, like monster hunter for fiends.
So edgy, Dave.
That's
I love
good.
it.
Love it though. Oh, it's the worst.
Yeah, monster
Is your character gonna have one eye and wear an eye patch? Do you have like a repeating crossbow that like acts like a machine gun?
So then that probably does mean unless Elf is considering celestial warlock, then whatever the more healing druid is definitely the better idea for you.
Well, yeah. The only thing is like I feel like Circle of the Shepherd is better at healing because of that, like once per short rest totem.
Like aura thing, yeah.
The aura. But it also is like if the random roll beasts that I summon are just bad, then like that is a potential source of frustration that like maybe I don't want to get myself into. Just not having control over my own like spells and effects in that way, where that's like a pretty big part of the shepherd is that they're a summoner.
Yeah, if you feel like we're just gonna argue with each other every time you cast Conjure Animals, play something different, please.
Yeah.
Or just trust me not to reef shark you every time.
Well, so the one the Circle of the Shepherd.
A lot of the Circle of the Shepherd ones let you cast. Okay.
Yeah, and then there's the Circle of Dreams, which someone just told me that the healing in that isn't a spell, so I could do that and cast a spell.
That's fun.
Which
it depends on how healy you want to go.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the Conjure Animals, or is there a different? Oh, you're looking at Mighty Summoner. Is that?
Yeah. Well, it's just like there's a fair. It seems to be that the Circle of the Shepherd is based on being a more summoner and like totem focused.
Right.
Circle of the Shepherd just makes me think your character's like a Jesuit or something. Like I keep feeling like the Shepherd is just like a really thinly veiled, like you're just like, I'm here in hell to turn the other cheek. I just let him hit me. I take the hit. I'm AC 10. I don't care.
Well, the thing, chat, is Circle of Spores is way too similar to Macaria.
Yeah,
in that it's incredibly like necromantic.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's a good point. Circle of the Shepherd, you can go Disney princess, right? Because animals love you.
Well, and that's the thing is like if there weren't going to be animals, but we have like 5 levels of animals. I
guarantee that in hell we can do lots of funny things with like Hell Bambi. Like it's
Hell Bambi. I love Hell Bambi. Oh my god, it's like like skin is falling off.
It's Bambi but with corpse paint and like an upside down cross burned into her forehead.
It's got like magma dripping out of its mouth.
Yeah.
Oh.
I also like the idea that everything you summon has tiefling horns.
Yes.
Like every animal, doesn't matter what it is, tiefling horns.
Yeah.
Just your same horns.
I mean, that'd be sick.
And the other thing is these ones are more resilient. So like even if they're bad because they're rolled randomly, they're still going to be better.
Yeah. Well, and like
Bambi Beelzebub. Done. Sold. Thank you, Jeevesy. Bambi Beelzebub. That's too good.
Bambi Beelzebub. Yeah. I feel like Circle of the Shepherd is like the one that I keep like looking at over and over again. So it'll probably end up being
Seems
that.
Like go that way.
And
okay.
I will.
And you want to do tiefling?
Yeah. Well, I have to be a tiefling because I'm so cool.
Tiefling.
But in fairness, if you are concerned about the randomness of it, then totally understandable. Like,
yeah, that was my main concern is just like the randomness. But like, yeah, if they're all gonna be like, you summon some goats, but they're like cool hell goats. I mean,
mechanically, they're just gonna be goats, but you can imagine them as all being Black Phillip if you want.
Just slip Adam $20 every time you summon. So
hell does love goats. So
it's true.
Yeah,
it's pretty weird.
I wish there was a way for, because you have like this control over your own changing, and it makes sense that like reading it, like yes, it does like say like you pick what CR it is, and then you just fucking deal. But like. At least, I mean, we'll never get. It's a way
to balance the spell, right?
Yeah.
To give you slightly like more random stuff and force you to kind of like adapt to it. Okay, so a tiefling. Sir, what kind of tiefling are you gonna be?
I think where's Mordenkainen? I think I was gonna go with where was it? Not that one. Not that one.
Yeah, let's see
not
what your
that
options are.
Where was it? It was the one that had frost shit going on.
Glacia?
Oh, Levin.
So
Oh, Glacia is
Levistus
illusion
or
one.
whatever. Levistus.
not that we'll
Oh,
necessarily get to conjure elemental.
Yeah.
and shit.
Levistus is Ray of Frost, Armor of
Yeah.
Agathis.
Where is that?
Tiefling, Levistus.
Because this is cults.
Yeah.
I'm on the wrong page.
Let me see. What do we know about the Lords of the Nine? What do we know about Levistus? Is there
Levistus,
anybody? Is there anybody?
Levistus is magically inclined, I think.
I feel like
Isn't he?
elf.
He's like the magic guy.
If there's no, if of
Let me
everybody
check.
in this game,
Isn't he the magic guy?
you are the one I trust to be able to do this. Can you name all 9 of the hells without looking it up?
No, I can't.
Gary.
Okay, so
Dave, Gary.
I'm
Carrie?
committed
so
to
Levistus,
being a
Levistus
runner.
is like the Lich King, right?
Yeah, he's like
Lord,
the Lich
Lord of
King.
Stygia, a Frozen Wasteland, Asmodeus.
He's being punished by Asmodeus.
Yeah, he offers escape and safety to the desperate. A criminal entreats Levistus on the eve of their execution, etc., etc., etc. Hates Garyon, lives in the Frozen Wasteland.
He's not the magic guy. I thought he
So
was
if you
the
want to be
magic-
like a cool ice princess, then that's.
That'd be sick. I do want to be a cool
I think
ice
that's
princess.
Oh my god! If you
Mephistopheles.
want to be a cool Disney ice princess, you got the Circle of the Shepherd, and
Yeah, I'm gonna be a cool Disney ice princess. Cool being the operative
all
word.
right. So Frozen Stygia is
That'll be a
ruled.
cool makeup to do as well.
Frozen Stygia is ruled by Levistus, an archdevil known for offering bargains to those who face an inescapable doom.
I faced an inescapable doom. That was
Well,
my secret
Probably someone in your lineage
a long ass time ago.
faced a terrible doom, and then that's how you got made.
I'm Helsa. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god,
Helsa.
Helsa is a really fucking good nickname for this.
I like that a lot.
Helsa.
Oh.
And that's why we do it live, because chat,
It hurts
sometimes
me.
you're very funny. Okay, cool. So Dave,
Yeah.
what do you think? Gloomstalker?
No, if I was gonna do one, I would do the Monster Slayer.
And make it like demons or whatever.
Gloomstalker's pretty good though too.
Gloomstalker is good, but it's
more
like
like
it's more
Underdark
kind of
shit.
unlucky. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm just looking at the differences between
It doesn't have
Yeah,
subclasses.
revised or normal, and there's not. It's just like weird buffs. It's just like some things strapped on top of it, which is kind of odd.
Right, rather than like a redesign. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they were way more different than they were. It's just like more mechanical benefits.
Right, it's like the mythic version of a dungeon. It maybe only has 1 or 2 different mechanics, but mostly it's just all the numbers go up.
Yeah. So I could do that. I could do the Ranger. I don't know what races. I've not looked at whatever's got +1 dex. And
Half
probably
elves.
I want dex and wisdom really. So maybe half elf.
Yeah.
But maybe there's something more like weird as well I could do.
Mm-hmm.
Or the other thing I was thinking of is a Swerfneblin wizard,
Yeah.
which is just
It's also an option.
That's certainly an option.
A what type of wizard?
Svirfneblin, the deep gnomes.
The deep gnome.
I don't know which kind of wizard yet.
Svirfneblin are one of the few gnomes I can tolerate. They're the cool, grungy edge gnomes.
Gnome. I would talk like a gnome.
Okay, so the problem is it's not a great way to boost my strength. So I think my strength, I'm going strength paladin.
Yeah. Yeah, like so,
16
like,
strength and 15
Yeah,
charisma.
it's like kind of fighter paladin more than
I
paladin.
mean, there isn't Dex Paladin because it's trash and doesn't work.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for the heads up. I won't do that.
Yeah, because it'll fall. So, yeah, I think it'll be a fairly good balance. You actually probably need a wizard more than you need a ranger, because right now we're looking down the barrel of no AoE, right?
I do love being a wizard.
That's true.
We all remember how important AoE is.
And you've played I mean, you played everything, but you played a paladin, you've played a fighter, you played a sorcerer, and you played a rogue so far, right?
Yeah, on these shows, yeah. I do a wizard, but I would have to pick not evocation, because otherwise I'd just pick evocation.
You need AoE, because otherwise how are you supposed to do recon? I promise nothing about this adventure is a recon mission.
Thank God.
Okay, wait. So we have a
stealth sequences.
Warlock. Alfred, you gonna take persuasion at all?
My 2 that I've got so far, and that's not including background stuff, is hang on, let me just go to them. So
I'm gonna continue making my fake pretend character.
Intimidation and deception are the 2.
Okay,
that I
cool.
have.
I could take persuasion, but I'm definitely gonna take religion. I feel like that might come up in hell. Not that I'm gonna be good at it, because right now my wisdom's 11. I've got 9 dex, 9 int, and 11 wisdom, but I could switch any of those 3 around. Does it really matter? I'm never gonna make an int check, but I might.
You say that. I mean, there's like 3 spells in the game that cause. int saves?
I'm gonna be really wise.
No, these aren't saves. Though.
No. I'm just thinking about what? Yeah, because there's like 3 things. So for religion isn't
intelligence.
It's an int skill. Yeah, anything that's like recall, right? Spouting lore.
Yeah,
that stuff requires. Yeah.
I've never read a book in my life.
So we got high wisdom, which is going to be Blue Jay. We've got charisma and strength.
Yeah.
Charisma.
Wazoo. A garbage truck outside my window.
The garbage truck has high constitution, but it's not invited to the next session. So
probably int.
When we get some intelligence,
right? Because so that's the other thing.
I could just not deal with religion.
Yeah. Like Dave, if you want to play a character that's kind of a scholar and you want to take like religion and arcana, like as your, like you want to be a wizard that's a wizard, right? Like a tiny blue Gandalf. If you want to be Smurf Gandalf,
hell yeah.
Where
I'm seeing other things. I could also be, if I wanted to go 18 intelligence, I could be a fire genasi in hell.
That's true too. Yep.
That's some spicy.
That makes a lot of sense too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just looking at what things have in, and there's actually not many. There's snakes as well, but we already have a snake.
We could have 2 snakes. Like having more of like, I don't know. I feel like that gives a little bit of like a tie-in.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about fire genasi is that their parentage is like the elemental plane. So there is fire in hell, but fire genasi don't come from hell. They're from the city of brass or whatever. They have a 3D.
Is the ice themed tiefling still fire resistant?
Yeah. Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's because you're even more badass.
Because you're frosty. Yeah.
But do I like Genasi? I've always said I didn't like Genasi. But
what are your abilities? What do you get for being a Genasi?
They get kind of nothing from being a base class. But if I was going to be a fire one, you get fire resistance, dark vision, and a couple of spells.
I will say fire resistance probably useful.
Hella good
Later on.
Mm-hmm.
Fire is a pretty common.
Useful.
I mean, just look at the background. Like
maybe it might be useful. Maybe.
Yeah, but
maybe possibly.
I want to be a gnome, but I kind of maybe
play a gnome.
Yeah.
Be a little gnome. I'm always so big characters. I thought being a gnome.
You could be a schmall.
You could be a Smurf Neblin. Let me see. What
about goblins? What's goblins' racials?
They get the fury of the small.
Yep.
Yeah, what's the plus?
You don't have anyone on deck.
I don't want dex. No.
Svirfneblin are deep gnomes, right? So you get +1 dex, 120 foot dark vision.
What if we all have dark vision? That'd be great.
I think tieflings have dark vision.
Yeah.
You have advantage on dexterity checks to hide in rocky terrain and underground. You can speak, read, and write Undercommon as a bonus language. Mm-hmm. You also have the option to take, as a feat, Svirfneblin Magic, which gives you non-detection at will on yourself, blindness, deafness, blur, and disguise self. All based on int.
So
we got the fire person, or a gnome person?
I feel like you're more excited about a gnome.
It sounds to me like, yeah, you're more
Yeah, it
interested
sounds like
in...
you want to do gnome. So
I'm gonna be a Smurf Nebula.
Smurf Nebula, look at him. Look at this surly boy.
I call myself Papa.
Oh my god.
I do kind of like the idea of your character being, yeah. Because I mean, I was saying in chat, like Smurf Nebulin and Smurf, that's the same. They come from the same word. Like, yeah, they literally are Smurfs. So.
All right, let's fucking become a
So, okay.
I love it when you call them Big Papa.
Help deciding out of wisdom, int, and dex which one should be 11.
Out of
should
int and
not be
dex.
you're wearing heavy armor, right?
Probably, I imagine.
But dex saves are a lot more common than...
That's kind of what I was thinking.
That's true.
The two most common saves are dex and wisdom, I
Just
think.
play on hands through dex saves, whatever, it's fine.
Intelligence is going to be my dump stat, but I need one of them to go up by one. Right now, I've got dex at 9.
Paladins don't need intelligence; they need faith. All right.
Yeah.
The smarter you are, the less faithful you're likely to be. So just throw away your intelligence stat and just go straight for whatever God says to do.
Why did I make my charisma so high? I don't remember.
I don't know. Gnomes.
And you want to be a wizard, Dave?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I hope there are other wizards because I really like learning spells into the spell book. That's my favorite thing.
Yeah. Smurf Neblin Wizard. Awesome. And do you choose at level 1 what kind of wizard you are, or do you wait till 3?
I really should know this. I played a wizard like 2 weeks ago. No, not 2 weeks ago. I was in America.
Chad is saying level 2, which is like
Arcane Tradition is at level 2.
Okay, so you don't have to even pick right now. I looked through the adventure.
Abjuration or divination.
I looked through the adventure and I can't figure out. It's not like I looked for experience. I can't figure out what experience model we're supposed to use with this adventure. So I have to go back and dig through it to figure out whether it's chapter-based milestones or if it's just the regular experience. Yeah, I normally in these adventures it's like really clearly called out, but I might have just missed it. I did a Control F on the word experience. I couldn't find anything, so I'll dig through it a little deeper. So okay, cool. So let's talk about backgrounds because there's actually some like custom stuff. So let me look. If I had one chapter to share with you, I would, but I can't. This is so for folks who are watching, the adventure isn't actually out yet and won't be for another week and a little bit. But we have essentially like a beta version of the Roll20 marketplace version of the adventure. So what you're seeing here is just like a tiny portion of what will eventually, in future episodes be completely full. This chapter, this Baldur's Gate Gazetteer, that will be shared with the players in between sessions so they can read about Baldur's Gate. And I'll be referencing it today. But for right now, Baldur's Gate character backgrounds. So the following backgrounds have a modified version in this adventure. So Acolyte, Charlatan, Criminal, Entertainer, Folk Hero, Guild Artisan, Hermit, Noble, Outlander, Sage, Sailor, Soldier, and Urchin. All of those have like a different special ability you can take instead of your normal one. There's a new background, which I shared with you, called Faceless. Being who you are, you could never be a hero, whether due to your class, your people, your family, or your sins. Something prevents you from effectively pursuing the path you've chosen. Even so, it doesn't stop you. You've left your old face behind, taking on a new persona, becoming something more. Characters with a faceless background don a disguise, literally or otherwise, as the adventure. This persona,
oh my God.
This persona might be dramatic or subtle. In a way, though, many characters have such larger than life personalities. This background largely focuses on detailing the hero behind the mask. You get deception and intimidation. You get a disguise kit. You get one language of your choice. You start with a disguise kit, a costume, and a pouch with 10 gold. And then you can roll randomly on your persona. So your persona could be a flamboyant spy or brigand, the incarnation of a nation or people. You're essentially like a superhero, a vengeful spirit, a scoundrel with a masked guise, manifestation of your deity, an impersonation of another hero, the embodiment of a school of magic, a warrior with distinctive armor, or a disguise with animalistic or monstrous characteristics meant to inspire fear. So this is like kind of the like Batman version. You don another persona. And then the feature is dual personalities. So most of your fellow adventurers in the world know you as your persona. Those who seek to learn more about you, your weakness, your origin, your purpose, find themselves stymied by the disguise. Upon donning a disguise and behaving as your persona, you are unidentifiable as your true self. It allows you to change appearances between the two. So the idea here is that without other research, no one will ever be able to look at you and be like, wait a second, Clark Kent is Superman. He just has glasses. Come on. No one can do that. It basically puts up that wall, that superhero wall, and says, unless they go out of their way to like research you or follow you, or you do something to like actively get rid of your costume, everyone will just believe that you're this person you pretend to be. So that's the faceless. And then the other ones have modifications. I can talk about them if you're interested.
I'm already playing a superhero in a different game. I can't play one.
Yeah. Dave, you have something to say?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't want to put any things in anyone's mouth, but like anathema paladin would probably, that sounds kind of facelessy to me. I think that'd be quite cool, maybe. But I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah, it's certainly an option.
I thought about it. I think I might go a little more.
It's weird. It's one of those backgrounds that I think just like takes over everything else about your character.
It's just like very strong.
It's very strong. Lot. It's a very like thematic background. Like you either take it and that's your concept, or you don't, right? But yeah. So what do anybody have a background that's like kind of jumping out for them?